All right, everybody, your boat has been sitting all winter and you're getting it ready now to go out. What you want to do first of all, since it's a brand new season, is you want to start by draining all the fluid in your outdrive. So you're going to need a pretty good sized flathead screwdriver and an oil pan, which I have down here. Try to make it kind of clean. This way you can kind of see what kind of craziness is in your oil, such as like water. There's a magnet on the end of this, so if there's any kind of metal shavings, it'll probably be stuck to that, but nonetheless, you know, something to think about. So I already kind of pre-loosened it a little bit off camera, but some cases you're really going to have to get down on this screw. Just be very careful that you don't strip it out. If you do, you can always buy another one, not a big deal, but try to take your time and use the right tool. All right, here we go, just about loose, and take a look at that. Now, if you're wondering why it's going so slow, it's because we don't have the top off. So let's hit pause real quick, and I'm going to show you how fast it'll come out when you when you undo the drain on top. All right, so now we're on the top. If you notice, that is really on tight. That's completely normal. If you have some trouble like I am here, I'll show you a trick. Okay, so what you can do is take a pair of crescent wrench, or sorry, take a crescent wrench and put it on like that, and just give it a turn. That's all it takes. And then that will loosen it. So this will allow the bottom, this is a dipstick by the way, this will allow the bottom to drain out a little bit faster. All right, you'll see now we got a little bit steadier stream. And while that's draining and doing its thing, you can definitely tell, right? I mean, the oil looks okay, smells all right, nothing too crazy, but it's dark, it's got some carbon on it. Good thing is you don't see a lot of water in there, so that's something to keep in mind. If you start to see water in there, your seals in your lower unit, perhaps your upper unit, need to be changed, but I've resealed the lower unit last season. Same thing with the upper unit. So I don't expect to have any water in mine, but as you can see, or maybe you may see with yours, you may actually have a lot of water. All right, so you'll see this is the drain plug. Got a new O-ring on it and whatnot, but you'll see we got a little bit of metal filings on here. If you see a bunch of metal filings on yours, probably need to look at maybe getting some overhauling, but as I said before, mine has just been redone, so there's not a lot on here, but you definitely see some on. But that's what the design of this magnetic plug is for, to catch some of that. So now's your chance while you got it off. Clean it as well as you can. And then once you get that done, go ahead and set it aside, and we'll move on to the next thing. All right, so while the lower unit is draining, I've already kind of loosened the cotter pin. Mine is a pain in the butt to get out. What we're going to also do in this video is service the external, or the outdrive itself. So as we do that, we're going to take the propeller off. The reason I'm taking mine off, this is an aluminum one, and the outdrive in general is pretty heavy, so I don't want to damage this aluminum propeller. If you've got a stainless steel one, probably a good idea to remove that one as well, just in general, just so you don't accidentally damage it. And if it's a stainless steel one, it'll also take away some of the weight from when you go to pull this outdrive out. So as before with my other video you've probably seen, you need a 2x4 and then a inch and 1/16 ratchet. This is one that's dedicated for the boat. So what you'll do, as you've seen in the other videos, just use the piece of wood, just like so, and wedge it against. Mine's not on very tight. Kind of loosened it off camera for you. Let's get that 2x4 out of there. And there's going to be a few parts in here you don't want to lose, so just be careful you're saving it. There's your nut. Now keep in mind, if this is tough to get off, don't be surprised, because some of the saltwater applications, they are, yeah, they're corroded pretty well, but mine's pretty loose. Ta-da! All right, and I'll remove this off too. All right. Okay, so you'll see now we got the propeller off. You can do a few different things while you're waiting. You'll see this outdrive is still dripping all the fluid out, so it's going to be a little bit. So while you're doing this, you can get a few other things done. Let's take a look back at the propeller, and I'll show you some seals that you can check out. Okay, so this is one of your seals. There's actually two seals in here, one facing that keep the water from going in, and then there's also another seal that keeps the water, or sorry, keeps the oil from coming out. You can take a look at this. If you see any oil, your outdrive oil pulling around here, or even around here, maybe telling you it's time to swap this out. In this video, I won't go over how to replace this seal, but pretty soon here, in the next few weeks, I'm actually going to show you how to remove this entire piece here. So keep an eye out for that video. It's soon to come. Alright, so in order to get the outdrive off, you need to remove these caps, because we gotta remove the hydraulic part of the system as well. So start by removing these two caps. Set them somewhere, you don't lose them. Alright, you're gonna need a 5/8. So what we're gonna do is put a 5/8 on one side. Alright, so that loosens one side. Alright, so as you saw, we didn't loosen this side, we just took off one side. That's fine, because remember, you're going to actually take this out and completely slide it out one direction, so you actually don't need to take off both sides, just one side.